Hey beauties, morning to you. All right, beauties. So my colleagues and I, we were working. Some of us, we were working on the road yesterday. It was a hectic day, and I heard them talking about a particular person, and they said, "Boy, oh boy," and I said, "What happened?" And they say, Toni-Ann, she was shot and killed. I said, "Oh my goodness, what?" So it's a former colleague of theirs, but they kept in touch. You have those colleagues that you still keep in touch with because of the camaraderie that you guys would have had, and they were able to say when certain things happen, they can contact her, or if certain things should happen where they were, she would contact them and let them know. And she was always very nice and courteous and lively and whatever, and. She was abroad. She was living abroad eventually, I think, or and she came to Jamaica for vacation and went back to her hometown, sort of a thing. And we don't know if it is, normally when we hear of these killings, we think that they're necessarily involved in something heinous, sinister, diabolical. Not necessarily. They're two dangerous words when they're malicious and malignant, and you often hear me speak on them: jealousy, envy. Oh, so you're coming back and you're showing off, or you're acting like you're better than that time. It's probably far from the truth as the east is from the west, or even farther. And or they feel that no, you're not going to be living this good life while we're down here suffering. We're going to get rid of you. Bad mind in a malicious way being the order of the day, envy in a malignant way being the order of the day. And she came for vacation, and let us say her vacation would have ended the Monday of the following week. She would have come for a week. They took her life the Friday or the Saturday. They took her life the Friday or the Saturday. Let me tell you something, people, and it is so disheartening, because when you know yourself as a human being that you would never, never be like that because of God and because of how you have been trained or how you have been schooled, or somehow God just put an extra a dose of the fruits of the spirit somehow, or the beatitudes. You just don't know. You can't even comprehend it. You know it's not of you. Has to be God. That you would never dream of doing that to anybody, whether they're friends, whether they take you on as an enemy, wherever they fall on the spectrum, and no matter how bad they treat you. The reality is many people are not like that. You have people who secretly despise you, secretly hate you, and you have them as friends, you have them as associates, business partners, intimate partners, and they know how to pretend for years until the time is right and ripe for the killing. They're in churches, they're outside of churches, it doesn't matter where. I face them all around. Look at that situation with a friend, because she was helping a friend she's leaving Jamaica to go to the UK, and they asked her, she sent somebody to bring some Lasco, I guess Lasco milk powder, whatever it is. And I don't know if she was not diligent in checking. She was not diligent, and I can understand if she probably wasn't diligent. It didn't come across her mind that she would have been set up that way, that when they held her at the airport in the UK, that it is cocaine they found. Cocaine they found her also. Let me tell you, people, when people say, boy, if you value somebody as a friend, or if you have a clean heart, you don't always walk around thinking, "Not a mercy." You'd have to get that unction, or you'd have to be trained that way. You'd have to be trained. If you're trained that way, even if it's somebody trustworthy, you're still, in a way, you don't trust them. So you're still going to check it. You know? I remember when I had my own phones, like if I wanted to upgrade and I'm selling my phones, and like this, like even if it's somebody that probably would buy from me if I'm upgrading, they would say, "Boy, Tony, I know you're good, but I still have to do due diligence." And I said, "Do what you need to do. Do what you must. I understand, you know." And so on. I can understand that. They cannot take anything for granted. People are evil. People are wicked. And I don't know how they do it. They secretly have people up. They secretly despise you. They secretly hate you. And it's only for something to happen that will unravel it, will bring it to the fore. Now, this woman came back for vacation with her husband, and she was not even, the vacation didn't even end properly before they got rid of her by colleagues, friends. Now, this woman being a good friend, thinking that no one is, she's not even thinking that the friend would have done that because they have been friends for years. And they set her up by putting in cocaine in the Alaska. That is why I tell people I don't carry things for people if I'm going abroad. And, and when I say I don't carry things, I have one or two family members that I consistently would visit and so forth. So I will buy what, if they ask me, buy this, buy that, I do it myself. So I pack it myself and I carry it in. Right? I pack it myself and I carry it in. I don't do it because my God, you can't even trust anybody. I wouldn't even ask anybody to carry anything for me. I'd rather them carry down something for me. Like if they're coming, I give them some funds and say, boy, if you're not gonna be packed, can you bring a light item, something light, maybe like a bottle of perfume or a pair of shoes. That's it. And the shoes, it must be a light sort of thing too, but good. And it depends on who the individual is, and depends on if you get that vibe, and just whole heap of factors. It depends. I'm gonna take a step on them too. Ever make them go. It would be nice if people could be courteous and could grant you, but you have to understand that people have others too. You have to be so careful, my beautiful people. And unfortunately, they're decent people like myself. I'm not bigging up myself because I want, people. I'm saying it because it's the truth. They're decent people like me. Notice I call others, they're decent people like myself who are clean-hearted. As the Jamaicans are clean-hearted. Not perfect. Certainly not perfect. But there are things that we would not do. Not do. I don't dabble in certain things. Never. Because one of the things too, I fear God. People don't think ahead in many things. I do that. Sometimes, I think ahead because I know that whatever I do, it will come back, and it comes back at an inopportune time. When that beating comes, it is a beating that you cannot manage. I watched people who way up there come right down to zero, below zero, because of what they did to people. I'm telling you, the malice, the unforgiveness, and the bad treatment. I see that for myself, and nobody tell me that. And when we say that, I say, heck no, absolutely not. Can you imagine that? And it broke my co-workers' hearts. Couldn't believe it. Lady came with her husband for vacation, didn't even complete it, and they got rid of her. And they don't have to be involved in anything sinister or evil or wicked or underhanding or diabolical. People can just be envious. People can be envious. And let me tell you, sometimes when you live in certain areas in our country, don't go back if you leave. It's not a matter of showing off. If they need your help, you probably meet them somewhere neutral, somewhere where they can't do nothing to you so easily like that. If they need something, if they need to collect something from you, if they need to give them, don't go back. Sometimes it's not best to. Because people are their hearts are desperately wicked. You notice that adverb that the Bible has used, desperately. It has, when it moves into an adverb, it is speaking of, it is using hyperbole, it is using exaggeration to say that is how far-reaching it is. It is dangerous. It's like it's saying people are dangerously wicked. The wickedness is so. You ever see somebody when they're desperate yet? They will do anything to kind of ease the feeling of desperation. So they will kill, steal, destroy, defame your name. So when the Bible says the heart of man is the man and woman, it's desperately wicked. It's a serious thing. It is telling you. And the reality is that people never, because of how evil-minded they are, people who could have been their good friends, those are the ones they treat bad. And the ones who are the Judases, those are the ones they treat good. And that is why most times they fall into those traps. So the good friend is over here saying, listen, I'm a good friend, genuinely a good friend. Oprah Winfrey is smart. She said that when she and Gail worked at the same place and on the same level, but she got more, Gail never envied her, never bad-minded her. And she watched her and she realized this girl is my friend, and she kept ever see Oprah. She talks to many people, but she kept Maya Angelou, Gail, and one and two other little people, but main people. And for years, be vigilant, be sober, be thinking, discern. Sad situations. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this.